into your new home, you will need to sign a lease. A lease is a legal agreement between you and your landlord. It lets you know what you need to do to live in the apartment or house. A lease will include important information such as who can live in the home, the date the lease starts and ends, how much rent is every month, if utilities are included in rent, the day the rent is due, how many days you have to pay rent before it's late fees if you don't pay your rent on time. Signing a lease is a big deal. If you do not feel comfortable reading the lease, it's okay to bring an interpreter to help you understand what you are signing. If you rent a home and need to move out before your lease is over, your lease will tell you what you will need to pay to break the lease. Sometimes people have to pay thousands of dollars if they break their lease by moving out early. So make sure that you understand what you are signing. There are ways to legally break your lease if the landlord is in violation. For example, if the landlord fails to make repairs after receiving proper written notice, you may break the lease without being charged. However, it is very important to get legal advice before terminating the lease early to make sure you have given the landlord proper notice. When you sign a lease, it will say how long you will live in your apartment or house and pay rent. Most leases are 12 months, meaning that you are required to pay your landlord rent for an entire year. Some leases are 6 months, 3 months, or month to month. Month to month means that you or your landlord can break your lease at the end of every month if you let each other know 30 days before. If you do not want to move after the end of each month, you can continue paying rent each month. Some people really like month-to-month leases because they can move out at any time. Other people really like 12-month leases because they know that their apartment or house is theirs for an entire year. Some leases automatically renew at the end. For example, a 1-year lease may renew for another full year. This could be a problem if you want to move after the first year. Make sure to look at your lease and know what you need to do if you want to move out when your lease is finished. If your lease says that you need to give your landlord 30 or 60 days notice, then you need to let your landlord know that you are moving 30 or 60 days before your lease is over. Most landlords require that you write down when you are moving and give them that piece of paper. You should check if your lease says how to give notice to your landlord that you are not going to renew your lease. If you call your landlord and tell them you are moving, this might get you into trouble. Many landlords will not accept a verbal move-out notice over the phone or in person. You have to write it down and turn it in.